Hi, dear colleagues. Hi. Today we're gonna talk about tech vs human factor and why exactly we should digitalize our logistics already today. So at first, let me introduce myself and my colleague today. My name is Tanya Anchoy. I'm commercial executive at LEAFIO Rinkai TMS, and with me today our superstar, I would say CEO at LEAFIO TMS Rinkai, Alex Shire.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah. And also, let me talk just a couple minutes about who we are, what is LEAFIO, and what we achieved for the last 15 years. So on the market, we for the 15 years already, we have more than 250 implemented projects all over the world. So for now, we are operating in more in the 30 countries. Here on the map, you can see all the countries where we actually have our offline offices. That's USA, Canada. If you're talking about Europe, that's even two countries, Estonia and Poland. And also in Latam, in Brazil and Mexico as well. LEAFIO AI, and that's basically a retail platform with a lot of other solutions to cover all supply chain as inventory optimization, assortment, shelf, customer loyalty, and so on. You can learn a bit more about all of these solutions in our website, and also fill the form to get a demo or meeting with expert in this field. But today we're going to talk a bit more about transportation management and solutions on the market. Also a bit more about our current customers. That's just a few of them. Of course, there is much more, but just let me notice there is Metro, MHP, Bitfood, Pirotnina. That's some of the customers who exactly using TMS Rinkai already. Most of them in Europe. Also, we had the clients in Dubai and other part of the world. Also a quick notice, today during our webinar, we will take a couple breaks to answer to your questions. So feel free to write any questions regarding TMS, other transport logistics solutions in the chat, and we will make these breaks to answer on them. And coming to the topic of today's webinar, digitalization today, I would like to give a word to my colleague Alex to talk a bit more.
Yeah, let's make a brief introduction. What are we talking about? So I think everybody is already on the same page that digitalization of business processes is something that must have. The major question is it worth to do it today? Or it's probably may wait a bit, or what are the processes you need to digitalize today? So let's briefly inspect pros and cons of digitalizing today. So the most pro is that everything is changing. It's changing fast. We are now speaking about the logistics, and in last mile delivery, everybody saw that the package and the goods become smaller, and customers want it faster. So that changed everything because it influence on the method you're delivering your products. So the next thing is sometimes with newer technologies, it's much easier to build new process than to restore the outdated one. What do we mean? The existing processes is our legacy. For all the business, you have some history, how it developed, changed through the time, and so on. But nowadays, a lot of things could be simplified and automated, for example, using AI and so on. So today it's like the next era of building next gen processes. And the last approach that's really understandable and clear for everybody, competition or pressure from the competitors growing up. So the more flexible you are, the more technology you use, the better you use these technologies, you have a better advantages on this competitive market. So let's swipe the coin and see what are on the other side. So any change is always about risk. Bigger, smaller, but risk exists everywhere. So you can change it and it could ruin your process. Yeah, we should like apply this because that's the truth of life. The next point is always when you start to change the process or digitalize it, you use mostly your competence inside your company. Some of the company gets outsourced, but you have to find the proper one. Mostly, you don't have internal competence in your company. That's why you're searching somebody who do it like few times at least. And to choose the right partner in here, you have to also somehow level his competence. Yeah. And the last but not least, the lack of people who can implement the idea efficiently. That means that every business is unique. Yeah. So every internal processes are unique. That's why you have to find out by yourself or get more and more experienced partner who will show what is the best like way to change the process. Yeah. So this are our like starting points. Let's go further. So what everybody in logistics of like last mile delivery, it's more more useful. Yeah, they have more, almost everybody right now have like the bottom line is the GPS and telematics. So this is your core where you get the GPS data, how the vehicle is moving, its ability to track the statuses, to track temperature, geoposition, time, etc., etc. But it brings like lack of analytics, and you have to have something to compare with. Mostly, the company starts with some static roles. So you have like easy to manage tool because they're static. Yeah, they required like less efforts to do because your driver is already well known on these roads, and they have some difficulties that you are covering because of some additional resources. Why is that so? Because the driver's ability is not static. Number of orders, not static. Number of delivery points or active clients, time to time, not static. The traffic jam, not static. The number of your fleet also is like not static. So how can you use the static roles in here? Then you find out, or you have to have much more resources than it needs, or you have to switch to some different tools. And there are two options. First is like self-development. So something you build in-house and you support it and make it like more more adapted for your business processes. The next option is buy some TMS system to digitalize this process and add some flexibility. So what are the difference? Self-development solutions are like the nearest you're thinking about time to time because I don't know why, but most of the people suppose that their business model and their businesses as well are so unique, and you never can find the proper solution that perfectly fit. But reality is that you will not make the same solution that will perfectly fit, because you time to time have to like update it, redevelop, redesign, and it all like cost ineffective and time consuming. So if you have like a couple of $100,000, you can go in this way. The opposite solution is get something existing on the market. Here you have like the plenty of solutions already done, tested by somebody and used by somebody. And also you can bring some new process or new model of the processes in your company. But on the other hand, you're limited to the tools and functionality that is in there. And mostly you have already done some analytics that used by other competitors or other companies in your niche. So what's the difference about the static planning and dynamic planning? Why do we offer this? So for example, we have like the first step of planning, we have 250 points, locations to deliver. Typically, the load is divided into a few zones. Here we have like 2 of them. Then we have the fluctuations of the order sizes, unsystematic orders. So today it was done, like in few days it was not, it was skipped. The time windows, and it all bring us like some capacity that we need. And for example, for each zone, we need like 4.5 vehicles. Yeah. Then if you put the same point in some automatic system, the TMS that already digitalized, use some algorithms, it will optimize it not to 10 vehicles, because you can not use for each zone like 4.5. Actually, you will give like more resources. It will be every by 5. So instead of 10, you will drive like 9 of them. The next point, the roads, they mostly will be shorter because it already optimized the sequence of visiting this location to short your mileage. The next point is that you will have some time that is needed to upload the vehicle, and if you don't have the proper road at the start, so you will ask the driver how to load the vehicle, what will be the sequence. It brings us a few points. And it make some more time-consuming process on the warehouse. Just a second, we'll get back. And if you already have it, so it's pre-built road, you already know sequence, so you will get it in advance, and the process will be faster. It means that vehicle will start earlier, and it means that it visit more locations. Yeah. So when we're using GPS, we have the following things. First, just a second. Yeah, we'll connect. If you have 250 points, and for example, we will try to control the time at location. For last mile delivery, I will be honest, it's like the most valuable point you need to control, because according to the time distribution, like 70% it is time on the location and 30% is driving time in urban area. That's why if we'll decrease by 1 minute, each of these 200 plus locations, it will brings us 4 additional hours of driver's work. And we can use it to optimize like a next step to even 8 vehicles. So we start from 10, then we got 8. Step-by-step improvement using the data, using the high-end solutions, we can optimize like 20% of your costs, fleet, and resources. So, but then it appears this thing. When you switch from manual process to some digitalized or automated one, is some feeling when you switch from like manual control vehicle to some autopilot. If you have such an experience, it's not natural on the start. But then after using like for certain period of time, you realize that it's way super easy and you're relaxing. So you're enjoying this, right? Yeah. That's the same thing that's going on with the companies who digitalize and automate the processes. So let's share a big case we have in our company about the transport solutions. It will be a case of company that names Pirtnina Ptui, it's situated in the center of Europe. What was the achievements when they optimized their logistics? They decreased by 22%. It's pretty close to the sample we show on previous slides. During the 7 months, yeah, they decreased 22% their costs. It's valuable, yeah. They have decreased the number of late arrivals up to 3%. Start point was like 7.5 or about like 8%. So it's like 3 times. They decrease overruns or like extra mileage according to the roads by 32%. It means that you control it better, you spend less vehicle resources, you need to repair it rarely, yeah, and bring you the most benefits. Here you can see the head of logistics. His name is Florov Sergey. He was the leader of this project, and that's like his benefits, yeah. But that was not the final point. What else you can use when the process is digitalized? You can use it to change the logistics itself. As I told in the beginning, sometimes it's better to make something from scratch, yeah, than rebuild something. So what they did? They used the TMS to rebuild and redistribute the way how do they deliver from the manufacturer to the endpoints. Yeah, so they have a few depots. It's like 4 in Serbia, and they have some amount of location that should be visited. You can see how it was distributed. So this is the warehouse, and green one is the territory that's supplied by this warehouse. Here is like the next warehouse, and the yellow point is the territory that's supplied by this, so etc. The modern solutions provides you ability to redistribute the territory just like one click. Then you can make a comparison how it was in reality and how it would be if you will change or you had changed your distribution. So you can compare it with some data. In this case, they get like 1 month and compare what will be the costs if this way of distribution or this like new one will work. And what did they get in the end? It was like 10 euro cents per kilogram total delivery cost. Maybe it tells you nothing, but for Perutnina, 0.11 euro per kilogram was the starting point of last mile delivery costs without inter-depot logistics. So here they brings the new costs that are lower than even last mile before. That's the power of change. And that's what I mean when I told you that if you're using like digitalized processes, modern technologies, then you have the better opportunity on the market. You have the better power than your competitors. So let's have 5 minutes for question. If you have, we can answer. Maybe according to...
We actually already got a couple questions, so let's answer them. So the first question is from Dylan Peterson. Hi, thanks for your efforts in arranging the webinar. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you for participant. And actually the question, I already have a local TMS and it seems to me it's quite good. Is it worth to continue to look around the market and compare? I don't want to waste time.
That's an excellent question, actually. So with TMS, according to our experience, is the situation the following. So you can switch much more easier than you implement from the beginning. What I mean. So let's look on two cases. First, you have no TMS and you're starting with some of them. Yeah, let it be like our TMS, LEAFIO Rinkai. So you're implementing it by integration, structuring your processes, cleaning your data, and etc., etc. So you have a lot of efforts to prepare the right quality of your data and the processes. And then you need to build the behaviors of your driver, logist, etc. So it's time consuming. When you already have the TMS, any of them, then you probably already have structured data, you already clean it, you already have these behaviors from your stuff, and then you have already systemized data. You can grab this one, give to some other provider, and ask to show you results. Will it be optimal or not? Compare and you see the numbers. Then you can switch easily because all the prepared, everything is already prepared. Yeah. Our experience was the following: the fastest project we done, it was like 3.5 weeks from signing the contract to driving the first roads according to the system. Typically, it takes about like 4 months from the scratch. And in here, it was much, much faster. Why? Because we were the third provider of TMS that this company tried to implement. That means the previous one already do this homework and prepare everything for us. And we need only to change the existing TMS that works, but works most like manual tool to something that more efficient and more like automated. That's why changing TMS is easy. It's much easier than starting from the scratch. Okay, next question.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Alex. So colleagues, please just write down your questions in the chat. We will answer them. And we have here 2 more questions. So one of them, again, from Dylan. Can I try to use Rinkai before purchasing? Do you have any trial period?
It's a pity, but no. But we can use your data to show you the results. The only one point you should keep in mind that we do it like once. So we'll send you the form you need to fulfill the data of your roles. Then we'll build the roles in the system and show you according to every data you provide within this table. Sometimes, yeah, it's not the exact one that are in the live because there are teeny nuances that make like effort on the final result. But in this case, you can find out, okay, we're comparing and get the difference like, let's say, 20%. In this case, we're taking the following position. So let's divide it by 2 and keep like 10% as the result it could be in reality. If this 10% cover your all the fees for the system implementation, etc., then it makes sense. If these 10% do not cover this one, then I think you should search for something else or stay on your own existing solution. But for trial period, it's hard, and we do not provide this because to make it try, you have to implement this. And as I told previously, the fastest project we have, it was like 3.5 weeks. So somebody should use own resources to implement it. It was the fastest one. In reality, it's like 4 months, as I told already. So it couldn't be for free, or you will not get the proper solution to make your decision.
Yeah, thank you. I want to also a bit contribute in our response. Also, there is on the market, I guess, a few solutions, also TMS, which provide trial period or some long even trial period. But if you will deep dive deeply in their operations, everyday work, you can find a lot of articles or interviews from the founders that actually said there is around 90% of users who after 1 or 2 months of trial period just skip to use TMS. Yeah, they continue to use the static routes or so on, because without a proper implementation, they just cannot see the real outcome of TMS. So that's why we never provide any trial period, because it will show nothing yet to you about how powerful Rinkai could be. I hope we answered to this question properly. And let's let's move to another one. What algorithm does your TMS use to calculate routes?
Actually, it's like commercial secret, but we'll take a point on what it based on. So we're taking into account the roads, the traffic, not the current one, yeah, but statistics of the traffic. We get some type of vehicles, we get the weight, time windows, time scheduler of the vehicles, the cost of the driver, cost of the vehicles, and many more parameters like ability to unload on some location with a heavy vehicle or like light one, etc. It's like a lot of different restrictions that are taken into account in single algorithm. So most of the competitor solutions, they use like, what do you want? You want to decrease the cost? Okay, we will provide you the cost optimized solution. But you will need like more mileage, more drivers, maybe you will have like less costs. Or you could be like late in some locations, yeah, but it will be cheaper, yeah. Or you should be like in time, then your cost decreasing or increasing, the number of vehicles increasing, etc. So you have to choose what are the main for you to optimize the number of drivers, fleet, mileage, etc., being in time, or costs. You have to choose. In our algorithm, you do not, because the algorithm optimizes the cost using the rest of other restrictions, do not break it. That's why that's the benefit of our solution. And as I told previously, it optimizes costs with maintaining all the other parameters.
Thank you, Alex. This is all the questions what we got already. So, dear participants, thank you for being so active. If you have any more questions, please just write them down in the chat and we will answer them after the next part of our presentation. So, Alex, please continue. Let's talk a bit more about our ultimate driver tool.
Yeah, I'd like to notice on the start that we are not like, we will be glad if you will use our solution, but that's not the only solution, and it's up to you to choose. So we know this one, and that's why we're showing on our option on our example. And you can have any TMS, any super pooper tool to build the perfect roads, but it all depends on the driver. Because if the driver will not do as you plan, you will not get the result as you plan. Yeah, your client will not get the goods in time. So the ultimate tool for the driver is all-in-one solution. It's like mobile application that built for the driver to have everything on a hand. So we have like phone with some notebook, etc. How it works before. Some of the competitors also have the application for the driver, but we are thinking that our one is have the most longer and optimal list of everything the driver needs. What we have? We have digitalized the process from the start. So when driver arrived to the warehouse and receive the packages, orders, etc., he can use the statuses to accept the order or not accept it. When he not accept, he set up the reason why is it so, and our clients build the process that use this information, these statuses, to do something with us. So for example, he don't find the third box of 3, yeah? Then this kind of reason is like not complete order. It automatically set up the task to WMS or to some warehouse stuff to find out and solve this. Or it like damaged, etc. Then in this case, the driver notified that it can get it because it's damaged, and then this task go to call center and they connect with the client and negotiate all this stuff. Good. So that's the control point that already done on the start when the road begins and we start uploading. Next, we have the options when driver arrives. Just a second. We'll have the road. It's not on the slide, but we have it. Like the road itself, the sequence of visits, etc., the contact information for the client. And when the drivers get to the client, sometimes it have to change something in the order. For example, we have 3 items and one of them was like not accepted by the client. Then the driver can change the amount, how many of these pieces accepted and how many is not. What exact items was not accepted by the client. Yeah. So we have like an example here. It's like 10 pieces and accepted just 5. The second item in the list was 20 pieces and accepted 20. So it's like green. He can change it right on the location. And after this, the warehouse and everybody in the company will receive this change. The price per this order will be recalculated, and you can provide the proper invoicing amount for your client right on the location. Then we have the tool that helps to scan barcodes. It works also for certain items, yeah, a single one, or you can scan the package or the pallet and etc. So like a container, and then you, by scanning this, you provide the information that you or receive it or give it to the client. Yep. The next thing, you have the ability for the driver to specify some typical situation on the location, to add some picture description and some typical variant that you can use further in analytics. Then you can set up for the drivers the needs that you can process this order only on certain geo position. That means anywhere else, this driver will not have the ability to process the order. So he have to be physically on the location on the client. The same thing you can use to improve your data, because then you can specify that it is new location and you're not expected it will be 100% there. Then the driver will be on the location and set up like, here is like correct geo coordinates. Then you receive it and update the data in your accounting system or database anywhere. The next option is proof of delivery, like accepting the signature right on the device. So everything, no paper, but it's already signed, pictured, added, and tracked in online. From getting goods on the depot up to delivering it to the warehouse itself. So the conclusions, or we have some question.
Yeah, we have one question, but before that, I would like to ask you if we probably can share any plans, which features we plan to add in the nearest future to our mobile application, because now that's on a lot of markets, kind of new solution. A lot of customers with whom I hold meetings recently actually ask about the future plans and the possibilities, what we can do with mobile application, because in the different businesses, yeah, of course, different needs regarding to the drivers and the workflow of the drivers.
Oh, by the way, the good idea you noticed for me that you can actually ask the full presentations of our mobile app of or TMS to look through, not so briefly, yeah, but full stack of our technologies that we can provide to you as a solution, whether it's first or with mobile application or with TMS or with any other solution, yeah, according to retail. But our plans for the nearest future are the following. We are working on implementation tap to phone technology. That means that your driver phone will become a terminal that you can accept the payment using credit cards or some devices with NFC, with using some other phone, maybe a smartwatch or something like this. it will bring you the options that your driver not only accept cash, but also can accept some credit card payment right on the place after he change the amount of the goods in the order. Yep. That's the first point, like top to phone technology. And the second option is increasing the service level, or like informing the client that we are like near. How it works. So when the driver finish the certain location, like the first one, or he just start, then we will analyze what are the nearest location he planned to visit, yeah, and notify in advance, hey, client, we will be soon, like, and even if he changed their order of visiting the location, we'll still have ability to notify some next clients to be prepared that the courier or the driver are coming. So that's the next solution, and we plan to implement it either from sending the SMS notification and using chat bots in messengers. That's the next plan of enhancing the functions of application.
Okay, great, thank you. And we have here is more questions. So first of all, question from Thomas. Do you have any cases of transition from enterprise solutions to Rinkai?
Yeah, we have. By the way, it was like a long time ago. It was with the Coca-Cola company. They still use the current solution. It's like Leo. It's additional module to SAP, and it's based on Ortec. It's like German TMS. And this kind of tool and the system as a solution was the main one according to all the Coca-Cola company. Then they have like long period of negotiation to use not the corporate version, like corporate ruled or chosen product, but using some other one. That's why they provide the data, get the result, go to their head office, show that it makes sense because it brings the benefits, increase the profit of the business, and then they switch. And by the way, they switch only the process of last mile delivery. Also, according to this change, they also changed the point how do they pay for the fleet, because they have not own, yeah, all is like rented, so they get it as a service as a logistic providers, and they pay for the kilogram, actually for the liter. Every liter costs some payment, yeah, for delivery. It doesn't matter, will you deliver this liter like for 1 kilometer or 100 kilometer away from the depot, the cost is the same. For manufacturer, it's easy to manage because you have the fixed price of liter delivery. And when they switch, they calculate that they decrease the cost by 12%, I think. And they pay for the road according to mileage. So they give the optimal roads to the carriers and calculate what will be the mileage, what should be the mileage, control the in-time loading, delivery, etc. And it brings the benefits of more optimize the process in perspective of money, like costs, and in perspective of controllability. So we have, it's like not the only one, yeah, but it's more like, I think it's like the best example, yeah, to show how big, huge company with like corporate rules, etc., switch from something that applied through all the company to something new locally. Only in Czech Republic and Slovakia, they use Rinkai as a tool. Also, we have the same situation with Metro. So we have some experience with switching from enterprise solution to like the perfect tool for the certain process. Yeah, we not try to cover everything, but we are professional in this.
Yeah, great. Thank you. And another question from Amo, I believe. What area of metrics do you provide beyond on-time delivery by truck, by driver, by road, etc.? And are these interactive Power BI style drill down when there are results that look out of place to identify that the variance occurred? I actually already open up our click analytic tool. So let me share just quickly to show you that we actually have a really powerful analytic tool which looks like similar with Power BI, but based on the click, where you can get as much as you need dashboards with the data which you already which actually can be useful exactly for you. So in my example, that's imagination client, yeah, and he wants to keep on track late visits share, time at location difference, extra mileage, vehicle load. All the reports can be opened fully, and you can see deeply. You can deep dive deeply in all the metrics and results. Same for each other dashboards. For example, plan vs actual routes. You can see how the routes were executed. For example, compare plan and actual mileage. Yeah, like for every month, see the results through year, or actually choose the specific time period, for example, for 1 month, and yeah, take a look what was going on exactly in this time period. Some of the dashboards here I like more than other one. For example, client service. A lot of customers actually are pretty impressed by this one because they can see all the clients in here, check how many visits was planned and how many visits was actually made by one client. Here we can see also late visit shares, average unloading time, and more information. Can be added more, of course, if you need
By the
some.
way, be
Yeah.
open for each visit, so you can easily look through all when you switch back. So
Mhm.
it works like the following. So you have like, let's open this one with 6. You have each date and what was the time window, what was the visit time, was it late or not. So you can manage totally everything. You can choose by some group of clients. So you have like, for example, big client with a 100 different locations, and then you, for example, need to separate the service level for exactly this client. So you can choose it and look through and analyze what is your service level.
Yes, same actually. If you have temperature controllers on your vehicles, here we can gain data from that controllers, and you can see with which temperature driver actually arrived to the client each per any day. So the next one, client's geography. Here you can see where you have the most covered part of the country here with your clients, and there is the places here. There is fewer clients, so probably you can share data with marketing department or commercial department to gain, to expand to more territory. Same, for example, for here, you can check how much cost delivery per 1 kilogram for you. And in this case, see, we can see like most of the clients cost like around 3-5 cents per 1 kilogram to deliver. And also we got like I guess sorry. Around.
By the way, you can see the same information on the map. You just need to like switch.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Make it here.
And you can analyze the region where you have like more costs per kilogram as inefficient or efficient. You can choose it on the map, right? Or you can choose like any area, yeah, on the map to find out. But let's get to the answer on the questions. I especially think that most valuable parameters to manage and control, it's like the unit economy, so cost per order or cost per kilogram, something that is singular. And this the first parameter, so like cost, because it's like we're making business to get a profit, so we need to control it. The second option is client service, like being in time, etc., etc., and finding out the problematic spaces, yeah, according or the costs or the client services. These two parameters are very valuable, and based on this, you can use additional some tools or analytics research to find out why is it so. Then some of our clients optimize the fleet as well because they redistribute the fleet among the depots because they saw the utilizing capacity of your fleet on this branch or another branch, and they find out that it will be useful to switch few vehicles from one branch to another one to balance it. But everything, from my point of view, starts from the costs and service. These are the main parameters that are your key indicators.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are almost running out of time. So let's come to the conclusions and finish our webinar. So we will be already in the time.
Okay, switching back. So the conclusions. I think that the early digitalization brings you more benefits. Maybe you will have longer period of time to do it, but then earlier you start, then more profits you get. Then earlier you will get the results. That's first point. I think. The second, we have to find out that change is always risk, but without change, it could be more risky for you. Yeah. So time consuming and no change will time to time face some companies as like dead end. The third option that I want you to remember that any changes take, here it's written like time, but it's not time only, it's resources. The people, money, time, and maybe it will cost you a few clients. Sometimes we face this because some companies thought that they have like excellent clients and they need to just grow in a number of clients. When they calculate the cost per kilogram, they have to say bye-bye to some of them because it wasn't cost effective at all. So they pay for the transportation more than a margin. Then what's kind of business like that? So that's why any change takes resources, and you should count in this when you make the consideration. So I think it's all for now. You can always contact us with the information you have in here, with the contacts we provide in emails, or you can see on our website. Yeah, we are always open to any questions, to any proposal, to like make a demo, or make some audit of your processes, or give you some advices or consultancy. So you can keep free to call us or write something with your questions.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Thanks everyone who stayed to the end of our webinar. If you have any questions, you can anyway write them in the chat, or just connect with us through website or our LinkedIn, which is really active right now. We share there a lot of useful information, and we'll be happy to come back with answers and maybe arrange a demo meeting or introductory call, and so on. So here is in the chat, you can see all the possible ways to connect with us. And for now, thanks everyone. Happy to see you today. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, we hope we bring you some interesting information that worth that 1 hour of time.
Useful insights as well. So thank you very much. Have a great Friday and almost weekends, and hope to see you on our next webinars as well.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.